Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 223. When we last left our heroes, we checked back in on, Company 1. We saw that Hoyan had been promoted to captain. I somehow forgot that he lost his arm 200 chapters ago. We met Konyongo, who is definitely related to Onyango, but we don't really know how, but she's been working with, Hoyan and Kareem. They fight some talking infernals who specifically ask, why do you have to kill us, or something like that. But then before Hoyan can really deal with that, the two infernals are killed by Hibachi's doppelganger, which Benimaru somehow senses. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So let's go into Chapter 223, The Roughneck Departs. We open without even a cover page, right where we left off, with the people from Company 1 staring down Hibachi. A demonic infernal appears. Who is this shadowy figure? That infernal. And he looks at Hibachi. There's something different about him. Yeah, a little different. Something a little different about him. And then the ground starts to rumble around them, and Konyongo yells out, "An earthquake! This shaking!" And Kareem thinks for a moment before he realizes, another pillar? And Hibachi runs off. The pillar. Hibachi says the pillar, by the way. And Konyongo yells out, "The demon is escaping!" But Hibachi runs off before they can do anything. And Hoyan watches him as he goes. That way is Asakusa. Oh, yeah, that's where he's headed. I thought the Roughneck Departs was going to be more in reference to Benimaru heading out. But if the Roughneck in question is actually Hibachi going towards Asakusa, that's not good. And yeah, there's another pillar rising out of the water. The passersby see it. A pillar? Another one? That's the 6th. How long is this going to keep happening? What's going to happen to Tokyo? The 6th and the 7th? Oh, that's not good. That means there's only one pillar left. Alright, and Obi, I think it's Obi who says that line as he's watching the news. The Sumida and Tama Bays, 2 at the same time? And Kinoa says to him, for every new pillar, Hajime and the Imperial Army have been intercepting and taking care of it. But we don't have the manpower for 2 at once. The 7th is in Sumida Bay. Hold on. Here's a thought. Sumida. We know the 7th pillar is Sister Sumire. There's almost certainly not a connection between Sumire and Sumida, but just food for thought. The 7th is in Sumida Bay. That's close to Asakusa. It's our time to move. And Victor kind of puts a damper on him. Don't forget, we're enemies of the Empire. I'd encourage you not to make any rash movements. But Shinra tells him, this isn't the time to sit idly. And Benny and Joker just watch this whole conversation go down. And Joker turns to him, what about you, Mr. Toughest? It's the Empire's fight. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And Conroe comes over to Benny and tells him, Waka, can I talk to you for a sec? What is it? A boy claimed to have seen a demon in the sky from one of the watchtowers. It passed over Asakusa. The thing is, and Benny looks at him, and we don't hear what he says, but we can imagine what he says. And then we see a news report. Like the ones before it, as the 6th pillar emerged, a titanic infernal was spotted alongside it. But things have changed with the 7th. There's no titanic infernal. What we can see is a human-sized infernal. It's been spotted floating in the air near the pillar. And yeah, it's just Hibachi floating there, daring Benimaru to fight. Or daring someone to fight. Benny. Yeah. It's the old man. I don't believe what I'm seeing. And we see a nervous grin rises on Benny's face as he looks at Hibachi on the TV. And Benny turns away and says to the rest of the crew, I'll handle the 7th pillar alone. Captain Shinmon, you're gonna go? And Joker looks at him, what's got into you all of a sudden? And Benny replies, nobody else gets to lay a hand on him. We see another image of Hibachi. This is my fight. And Conroe and Joker watch him go. And we see the horn blaring, as we check in on Kurono and his supervisor, whose name is escaping me, the super popular Hajime guy, who says, "Number 6, huh? Kinda starting to get used to it." Kurono turns to him, "I despise the strong. Why not leave this mess to Company 2? I gotta say, though, this is still Kurono. I never imagined I'd get used to the sight of something like this. Well, it is the end of the world." And we see it has 4 arms, this Infernal. And what looks like 3 sets of faces? It has one, like, here, or has a head, and then has a little collar thing that also seems to have a face here, and then one in its groin. So yeah, which is definitely a different design than the first one. And we see, oh my god, Company 2 and their setup. The super headbutt cannon is primed. And Honda turns back to his troops. "Another pillar has appeared. We don't have all day, boys. Move it." And one of the soldiers turns back to, whispers to Honda, "Captain Honda, we don't need to worry about the 7th pillar." "What's that supposed to mean?" "Word from Company 7. They told us to stay out of it because they've got it covered." "What? You want me to put my faith in proto-nationalists?" And just then, the Infernal makes this big old explosion go across the water. And we see, like, the flame from his, like, arm. It has this, like, arm cannon thing. Really cool looking. But it doesn't seem to have hands at all, besides this cannon. "Don't let him reach the coast." And the Hajime guy, like, shows up right behind Honda. "That report just now was accurate, Captain. Captain Shinmon of the 7th is moving out. Let's just focus on the situation at hand." And Honda gets in the cannon, ready to be fired. "Well then, let's show those proto-nationalists how we do things. Super Headbutt Cannon primed. Honda shell loaded. Target locked." And he, like, stares down the Infernal. Meanwhile, Benimaru is flying, like, silently, on his, his mop thing, that's name I can't remember, to his fight with Hibachi. He has, like, a flashback of Hibachi, back when he was alive, standing over himself. As he's, like, kneeling on the ground, and Benny looks up at him. "You goddamned idiot." And back in the present, Benny says, "You old son of a bitch! What the hell did you come back here for?" And I can't tell if he's already there yet, but Hibachi can definitely sense his presence. "Benimaru. The bond between master and student has become a lit fuse. The battle between the strongest nears. To be continued chapter 224, Sun and Moon." Okay, so yeah, next time we're getting Benimaru versus Hibachi. It looks like the Titanic Infernal fight over with the 6th pillar. Not a whole lot of interest going on over there. Just, they're gonna shoot Honda again. Which is such a funny concept. That they have a headbutt cannon. I love the idea of having a headbutt cannon. So yeah, the bulk of this chapter is really just setting up the fact that, so honestly I'm kind of curious what it means that, like, instead of a Titanic Infernal, this one has Hibachi. And also, I can't believe after like, how long ago were the pillars introduced? Like 2.5 years ago? Maybe more? And somehow I'm just putting together 8 companies, 8 pillars. And the reason I thought of that is because the 7th company is in Asakusa, where the 7th, and the father or grandfather or mentor or whatever he is, of the founder of the 7th company, his doppelganger is being used to guard the 7th pillar in the city where the 7th company is. I mean, like, supposedly, but also think of the implications of that, of 8 companies being a part of what are the words? The 8 companies are because of 8 pillars, because Company 8 was supposedly designed to investigate the other companies, right? So if they had to have 8 companies, and this company supposedly exists to investigate the others, what does that mean? What are the implications there? I don't know. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while, I reckon. Um, yeah, meanwhile, I mean, again, the real crux of the chapter is Benimaru coming to go and fight Hibachi. And we'll see more of that next time. So that's kind of all I got to say for this chapter. So I hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!